Have you ever dreamed of having this incredible, thriving garden, but then you just get tangled in the weeds of, what to plant, when to plant it, how deep should the soil be? Well, what if you had a personal digital horticulturist right in your pocket? Today, we're going to dive into a new AI tool that does exactly that.
Yeah, it's a super common frustration, right? Gardening is kind of part science, part art, and it can feel totally overwhelming. I mean, you're not just sticking a seed in the ground. You're trying to manage soil, sunlight, water, pests, timelines, the whole shebang. It's a really complex system, and a little bit of expert guidance can be the difference between a huge harvest and, well, a sad, barren patch of dirt.
All right, so here's the plan for our little journey today. First, we're going to introduce our AI assistant. Then we'll get into its really surprising origin story. It came from a major competition. After that, we'll break down how it actually works, peek under the hood at the tech, and then check out the beautiful, simple results it creates and what this all means for the future.
Okay, so let's get right to it and meet the digital expert that's designed to solve all these gardening headaches. And trust me, this isn't just another app. It's like having a personal advisor on speed dial.
This is Garden Guardian. At its core, it's an AI agent built to take your gardening goals, the what, where, and when, and just transform all that horticultural complexity into a super clear, personalized, and actionable plan. Seriously, think of it as having a master gardener on call 24/7.
Now, what's really cool is that Garden Guardian didn't just pop up out of nowhere. It has a pretty awesome origin story. It was basically forged in the fires of a pretty high-level AI competition. So this whole project was an entry in the Kaggle AI Agents Capstone competition. And get this, it was specifically in the Agents for Good track. Now this is so important because the goal wasn't just to build some clever tech, it was to create an AI agent that actually tackles real-world sustainability problems. That really frames Garden Guardian not just as a tool, but as a solution with a real, meaningful purpose.
Okay, so we know what it is, and we know its impressive backstory. But how does it actually turn your simple questions into a powerful, insightful gardening plan? Let's follow that journey from your input to the final insight.
When you look at the whole thing, the entire process is this really simple, elegant, three-stage flow, and we're about to break it down step by step.
Okay, here's how it all works. First up, in step 1, you just provide the basics, where you are, your language, and what plants you're thinking about growing. Then, in step 2, the AI magic happens. The system pulls relevant local data, stuff like soil depth and spacing, and mashes it together with your request. This enriched prompt then gets sent over to Gemini AI to generate a super detailed guide. And finally, in step 3, it doesn't just throw a wall of text at you, it actually visualizes the key info to help you make smart decisions.
All right, for all you tech fans out there, let's peek under the hood. To really get why this thing is so powerful, we need to look at the advanced tech that makes it all possible. And spoiler alert, it's more than just a single AI.
I know, this looks like a complicated blueprint, right? But the core idea is actually super clever and pretty simple. The user's request comes in at the top and is routed by an orchestrator. Now, instead of one AI trying to do everything, the big task gets broken up and sent to a whole team of specialized agents in that central agent layer.
So the key concept here is a multi-agent system. Honestly, the best way to think about it is like a highly efficient project team. You've got a planner agent that figures out your harvest times, a garden doctor that's researching potential diseases, and a space advisor that's calculating the perfect spacing. They all work together, pulling data from the knowledge base to build your complete plan. We're about to see the results of all their teamwork right now. And now for my favorite part, the results. Because all that complex AI work is pretty useless if the output isn't clear and helpful, right? So let's see how Garden Guardian turns all that raw data into decisive action.
Check this out. This is a perfect example of that planner agent doing its thing. Instead of just telling you a tomato takes 3 months to grow, it shows you. This simple bar chart lets you instantly compare the harvest times for the plants you picked, which makes planning your seasons incredibly easy.
And here's another super practical one, probably from the Space Advisor. How deep do your garden beds need to be? Well, this chart answers that question in a single glance. You can immediately see that tomatoes need way deeper soil than lettuce, and that is absolutely critical information for getting your garden prepped correctly.
Okay, but this is the real game changer, the ease of growth score. The system analyzes a bunch of different factors, harvest time, soil depth, disease risk, even how complex the fertilizer needs are, and boils it all down into one single intuitive score. A high score, like lettuce at 92, basically means it's a fantastic choice for beginners. This is data-driven decision-making made dead simple.
So when you step back and look at the big picture, what does all this really mean? The multi-agent system, the clear charts, the custom scores, well, Garden Guardian is way more than just a gardening tool. It's a perfect example of where personalized AI is headed.
When you boil it all down, the mission here is about making this knowledge accessible to everyone. It takes a field that can be really intimidating and exclusive and opens it up to anyone with a small patch of soil and a bit of curiosity. It turns complex data into simple, tailored advice that actually empowers you to get out there and grow.
And that leaves us with a really fascinating thought. If AI can be our personal horticulturist today, what's next? A personal mechanic? A financial advisor? A nutritionist? The era of the personalized AI expert is just starting to sprout. So what expert are you going to want in your pocket tomorrow?